regular season in the Championship has come to a close. Now we look forward to the tasty matter of the playoffs. I've got my first leg predictions and they're coming at you next. That's right, folks, once again in a prediction video. Today we're looking forward to the EFL Championship, and it's the playoffs, that's right, as four clubs battle it out for the biggest game in world football, that's right. It's the battle for a spot in the Premier League. We're getting into it, all of it in a second, of course. Big shout out once again to the VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. And again, if you're new, smash the old subscribe, boys and girls. Of course, before we're going to go look at that, we're going to recap the results for the last game in the Championship. Of course, what a thriller it was, especially for me as a Rovers fan. We'll get into all of that in a minute, of course. Big shout out to the gang, the VIPs, and all that. Make sure you subscribe. So here we go then, guys. Looking back at, of course, what was the last game of the season. All right, then, let's turn the clock back, of course, to that last day in the season, and what a thriller it was for the teams at the bottom. Not really much for the teams at the top. Stoke, I went with a 3-1 win, is that right? I went with a 3-1 win for them over Bristol City. 4-0 it was in the end. Meanwhile, Sunderland, a bit of a shambles. I was hoping more than anything else for a draw, but a 2-0 away win from Wednesday just shows how toothless Sunderland have become at the back end of the season. Meanwhile, Swansea also took their eyes off the game with a 1-0 loss to Millwall. 2-1 winners in my eyes. Meanwhile, Coventry also looked shit against QPR. On the beaches, they were 2-1 away win for QPR. Ipswich, though, secured their spot in the Premier League. They will be playing Premier League football to my amazement. I cannot believe it. I really can't. No, it's been a successful season from the get-go. The momentum is there, and they've done an absolutely fantastic job. But 2-0 winners in my eyes as well. I did see it on the night. Meanwhile, I didn't see this, though. Leicester lost. Goodness gracious me, the champions lost at home to my boys Rovers to secure our safety. Goodness gracious, what a thrilling end to the season that was. Meanwhile, Plymouth did their bit as well. 1-0 winners of Hull. I went the other way. Birmingham, I went with a draw, but no, they got a win. Goodness gracious me, it was all going against Rovers until the bitter end. West Brom, though, they put 3 past Preston, kicking in the gear at the right time, you would think. Borough, a team to watch out for next season. 3-1 winners of a Watford, 2-1 win for me. And Leeds shit the bed against Southampton and what could be a playoff final. But right now, you wouldn't fancy the likes of Leeds because they've been a bit shit this past month. And, of course, the wheels and possibly the axe could be coming on Farke's head. And then, of course, Rotherham put 5 past Cardiff in, of course, a banging end to the season for them. Of course, season's been over for them for a while, but, of course, under a new regime. This is the table as it stands right here, right now. As you see, Leicester, they're up. They're going to be joined by Ipswich, and it'll be Leeds, Southampton, West Brom, and Norwich in the playoffs. Going down, Birmingham, of course, join Huddersfield and Rotherham at the time of asking. Rovers finish a respectable, bit of a joke really, 19th for the table, but where do we go from here? Of course, there's plenty of videos of my thoughts on that in a second, well, actually on the channel, so make sure you check that out. Of course, let's take a look at the Super Brew, the last big points haul for all you folks. It was this one. There's still points to be had, though, and if you get the scorelines right, you could still compete, but it is frosty. 13.5 points for him this past weekend. Bristol Hinterland, 12.5. Macca up there with 11. If you see your name in there, smash your likey, smash your subscribe. It's been a thrilling prediction league, and we'll be back next season, I hope. Of course, the table looks like this. So Stevil tops the charts, 476.5. James BFC in second, 467. Bit of a gap there, though. A good, 9 points or so. Summer 2018 is in third. But non-movers, the top 7 has been pretty much the same for the past a little bit of time there. But hey, snookers could still happen. You could still do it. Just get in amongst it and see where you end up at the end of the campaign. I think that's the approach here, guys. That's what we'll do here. So we are looking forward to the playoffs now. And of course, there is only 4 teams remaining. So I want to kind of do a bit of a disclaimer before we jump into this. And of course, talk about next season and the championship and everything like that. I should be back with the championship predictions. But of course, right now, I don't know what I'm doing. What's going to stay, what's going to go for the season next season. But the championship will probably come back, but it could come back with a different look and a different pace. Of course, usually I regurgitate the predictions with a lot of stats and stuff like that, but I want to use these playoffs as a chance to potentially reshape the prediction show for next season. So if you see a change of pace, that's of course the approach here. So let's get into it and show you what I'm talking about. So we are going to go into this one now, looking at the 2 playoff games, starting with the first one, which comes at you this coming Sunday, the 12th of May. It's Norwich Norwich. It is Leeds. It's coming at you at Carrow Road. Now, these two sides have played each other 25 times since 1993. Norwich, of course, 8 wins, 12 wins to Leeds, and there's been 5 draws between the two sides. Norwich, of course, 58% form for them at the moment. Just 1 win in the last 5. Again, the form is pretty much out of whack for all 4 of these playoff sides, and they did finish in the 6th spot against a Leeds side who did finish 3rd. However, 1 win in the last 6 matches, 25% form for them at the moment. Of course, they really shit the bed over the last few games. Now, these two sides, of course, Farker, ex-manager of Norwich, of course, so he's done it with Norwich. Can he do it with Leeds? Right now, the jury is out. Of course, the last time they played each other over at Carrow Road, it was a 3-2 win for Leeds. He also picked up a 1-0 win for Leeds at Ellen Road against Norwich back in January. In fact, Leeds have won 4 in the bounce against Norwich, with Norwich's last victory coming out at Ellen Road back in February 2019 in the Championship. Of course, Norwich coming into on the back of that loss to Birmingham. Of course, they haven't picked up a win since away to Preston North End, whereas Leeds, the same. Their last victory was a 7-goal throw against Middlesbrough. They've been pretty much on the beaches at the wrong time, really, Leeds, on this one. The bookies for this game, 5-2 is your Norwich. Of course, 23-20 is your Leeds. I think they are favoured here. 11-5 is the draw, but I don't see it that way. I've gone with a draw here, 2-2 draw, point apiece. The bookies at the moment see Leeds as favoured to get promoted 6-4, with Norwich at 9-2. Again, those odds for this game was for this match only, not, of course, to get it through to the final. But I'm going with a 2-2 draw, which makes that second leg massive, but it also continues that streak for Leeds against Norwich in recent times. We go to the next one, though. It is, of course, 4th against 5th, or 5th against 4th, depending on how you read it. West Brom will host Southampton at the Hawthorns. Carlos Corberán up against Russell Martin in the dugout. 2 fantastic coaches with their own styles of play, their own identities. But the Baggies coming into this on 42% form for them right now, picking up a win on the final day, finishing 5th at the table, 75 points for the campaign against the Southampton side, also picking up a win on the final day, 50% form for them as well. Now, they have played each other 26 times since 2002, 6 wins for West Brom, 12 wins for Southampton, 8 draws, of course. 3-0 win, the biggest for West Brom, 24 goals scored in those 26 matches, 0.92 goals a game on average. Southampton, though, 3-0 win, the biggest, 29 goals scored in 26 matches, 1.12 goals a game on average. Of course, Southampton finishing 4th, West Brom finishing in 5th. They have played each other twice, of course they did, and the last time they played each other was, in fact, at the Hawthorns back in February 2024, and Southampton picked up a 2-0 win. In fact, they won both games this season. They did the double over West Brom, including a 2-1 win at Southampton back in November 2023. So they're looking to do the treble, if not the quadruple, against them this campaign. West Brom's last win against Southampton was at Hawthorns back in April 2021. That was in the Premier League, but Southampton have won 5 of the last 6 between themselves, of course. West Brom picking up that 3-0 win against Preston. Of course, Southampton picking up a 2-1, a monster away win, a morale-boosting, confidence-boosting win over Leeds at Ellen Road, which, of course, I've said earlier, could be a playoff final if both sides, both the bigger sides or the higher-ranked sides, do the business here in this one. A quick look at the odds then for this game and this game alone. 7-4 is your West Brom, 6-4 is your Southampton. They are favoured here. 23-10 is the draw. And again, the odds to win this one, to go through to the Premier League, is 13-8. Second favourite is Southampton. West Brom are 11-2. Of course, again, I think there's going to be goals in this one. 3 in it. 2-1 win for Southampton. They'll have the upper hand. West Brom have been very much lucky to grind out a result in that last game against Preston. But Southampton, psychologically, beating Leeds at Allen Road, I think that's just going to do them the world of good, provide a good opportunity to refresh, reset, and come at West Brom here and put an advantage, you would say, for Southampton on this one. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in the first one, 2-1 away win for Southampton, which, of course, will set up a spicy second leg, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. Did you notice the change in pace? It is a difficult thing for me to do. About the way I've been doing these prediction videos over the long time has been pretty much the same. But I'm going to try and come at you next season with a different tone, different style, and hopefully a bit more appealing to the viewers out there. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Until then, subscribe, smash your like. Of course, I'll catch you later for the next one.